Gnosticism is all to do with secret knowledge. It was part of a philosophical, intellectual movement around the ancient Near East. And many fathers in Egypt were Christians in their heart, but also Gnostic in their mind. And this is the conflict between Orthodox Christianity versus the intellectual free thinkers.
But as the Church consolidated its power in the Roman Empire, the Gnostics were increasingly under pressure. Their intellectual take on Christianity didn't tally with the official Church doctrine.
By the 5th century, there was a fixed version of the Bible. Gnosticism had lost out to a dominant orthodoxy, and it was the Orthodox who would shape the future of Christianity.
So one of the reasons for the success of what became Orthodox Christianity was its ability to, you might say, mass market a message that could be understood, that was meaningful. They weren't mystical, they weren't so esoteric, they were digestible. In a survival of the fittest sort of thing, the emergent Orthodox Christianity won because they were simply more effective at the game than any other version of Christianity.
In general, the Orthodox Church, as it defined itself, won. And as such, it defined the Gnostics to the dustbin of history. And it did so often with intense violence. One thing one forgets about turning the other cheek, it doesn't necessarily stop you burning people to death.
Under pressure from the Church, Gnostic texts were destroyed or hidden away.
Gnostic ideas and the lost Christianities they represent were completely suppressed. But thanks to the discoveries of the Bible hunters, their voices can be heard again. We now know that from the very beginning, there was never just one kind of Christianity. Before the 5th century, there wasn't even an authorized version of the Bible.
Today, some 200 years after Napoleon first set foot in Egypt, modern-day Bible hunters still seek answers to fundamental questions about Christianity. At St. Catherine's Monastery in the Sinai, monks and scientists are scrutinizing the monastery's palimpsests, ancient texts that lay hidden under more recent writing.
We're using multispectral imaging to try to recover writing that was erased, sometimes 1,000 years ago, sometimes 1,500 years ago. And multispectral imaging involves illuminating an object, like this manuscript, a palimpsest, with erased layers of writing. We illuminate with different wavelengths of light so as to see things that the human eye normally can't see on this manuscript. There's a language in these palimpsests called Christian Palestinian Aramaic. It was the language of the Christian churches in Palestine from about the 3rd to about the 8th century.
So you're able to resurrect dead languages.
Resurrect dead languages, and not only that, but the people who spoke and used them, they had a literature, they had philosophy, they had art, they had ideas, and they affected the communities that are still surviving today.